Hi, I'm Nathaniel. This is what you need to know today. I'm going to be talking about something that I think a lot of you guys have missed and is flying under the radar. But before I do that, I got to tell you, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a stockbroker. I am just an electrician who just so happens to like to trade stocks. So if you're looking for somebody who's a professional in any of those trades, those fields, go talk to them, see them, and they can help you out. Everything I talk about in here, all my own thoughts and opinions. So with that out of the way, what is it that I think is flying under the radar? Well, we all know, and for those who don't, Forwardly is invested in Humbl. Forwardly has invested $50 million. Why would a company invest that much money into a company that some people on YouTube are saying is not legit? 5 reasons why this company will fail. Okay? I think it's bogus. So what I think the deal is here is there's some news that's going to be coming out very soon, and it's going to have a positive effect on Humbl. I think some of us shareholders were expecting maybe the app release. Well, there are other things that have already happened that are generating revenue around the world. We don't want to forget about the launch in 161 countries of the ETX. Now, I know some of the people on Twitter that live in other parts of the world that are already using this technology, and it's proven that they are making a return on their investment for a very small fee, utilizing the algorithm that Humbl has created. Now, going back to the $50 million investment into Humbl, Forwardly just announced today, not too long ago, that they are rescheduling their investor call meeting for March 11th. Now, I was scheduled for that meeting on March 5th, but it makes perfectly good sense why they rescheduled the meeting. Why else would they schedule it other than the fact that there's got to be some news coming out that will benefit the shares and affect Forwardly stock as well as the Humbl stock? Remember, Forwardly has a good amount of money invested into Humbl. So whatever happens at Humbl is going to affect Forwardly stock. So sometime between now and the 11th, I suspect there's going to be some kind of announcement that is going to be beneficial for both Forwardly investors, but also Humbl investors. Sadly though, for some of us, we decided to sell today or yesterday. So I like to think of it like this. I'm going to put it like this. If you all know or thought for a moment that there was a possibility, a very good, strong possibility, that if you worked 2 extra months, or just worked at your company for 2 more months, that your salary was going to be doubled or maybe even tripled, would you wait and work those extra 2 months at that company? Yeah, I think the obvious answer would be probably yes, right? You would continue to work at the company if your investment or your time there working at the company was going to equate to a 2x or 3x increase in your pay or your salary for years. So let's say you're a $40,000 a year earned salary, and by working those extra 2 months, now you're going to be, boom, $120,000. I think the logical answer is yes, you would continue to work at your company. Well, that's how I feel. That's my opinion. That's how I feel about Humbl. See, we're waiting for the app to be released, which is going to happen sometime here in the next 2 months. Forwardly clearly knows that there's something else happening in the background, because Brian Foote did mention that they were working on something, but he didn't want to give an exact time frame. But they're getting some requests from governments to utilize their technology for their government. Now, these could be some big contracts. I don't know if you guys know of any big contracts that have been rewarded to any other companies out there that are on the stock market, but you can imagine that's had a profound effect on the stock price of those companies. Like, for example, ALPP which is an OTC stock that many of you may be familiar with, that they received a government contract, and as a result of that, their company stock went through the roof in a very short period of time. So the fact of the matter is, if a government is looking to utilize Humbl and their technology, I would think that would be a big deal. Not to mention they got Tickery, which they're going to be adding that to Humbl. There's no reason why Humbl would have a binding contract, which means neither party can get out of the contract. That's a binding contract for $20 million if this is not a legitimate company. So I just wanted to give you guys a little bit of food for thought. When you're investing in a company, you're investing in it for the long haul, not for the short haul. This is a startup company. It's going to take time to roll things out, but they want to do it in a logical and responsible way. Brian Foote said that they had to work on some regulatory things before they launched the app, but that Tickery was going to be on that app along with the other functions that were going to come with it. Not to mention the fact that they're working on securing the rights to some countries to utilize some of their technology. So these are there's a lot of things that they're working on. No doubt these things take time to implement. But I can rest assured, if the price stays where it's at right now, or goes down even, I will be buying more shares. I have no problem with buying more shares. To me, they're on a discount. I mean, this stock is like 200 to 300% discounted right now. I want to buy up as many shares as I possibly can. I will sell off other positions that I have in other stocks, and I know it doesn't make any logical sense, and this is what I'm personally doing. I'm not telling anybody else to do it, and I know it's going to pay off. A little bit about myself. When I was a little kid, I was going around to the neighbors' houses and telling them that I would sing for them for a quarter. And the neighbor told my parents, and of course I got in trouble for doing that, but I was a very young child doing that, and that was a long time ago. Things were different than they are now. After I did that, I would sell candy at the school. I had a lawn business from the time I was 9 years old to the time I was 14. I started trading stocks when I was 18. I grew my family business from a smaller business to a several $million business. So I don't do things unless I have that gut feeling. See, you're gonna have to have that gut feeling sometimes to push through the challenges in order to see the success on the other end. See, successful people don't give up on the first little wind that comes over and blows their sail and the sail comes down. See, even if the sail comes down a little bit, what do? They get everything back together, and the sail comes back up, and they start following that course again. And that's how you have to do it. You can't give up. You got to know that on the other end, if you stick it out, you're going to do good. So anyways, I just want to give you some of my own thoughts, some of my own experience in my life, and express to y'all how I feel about this company. I think this company's going to do really good things. I'm hoping to go to the conference that they have later in the year. I expect to, or hope to be able to be invited to that or be able to participate in that. But the point of the matter is, you are investing in a company here. Maybe it seems to be somewhat speculative, but I don't think so. I don't think it's a speculative company. I think this is a legitimate company, and they're doing things in a legitimate way with a purpose. And I think for those who stick it out and ride the waves, they're the ones that are going to be rewarded in the end. Anyways, I'm Nathaniel. This is what you needed to know, and thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.